Have you ever been worried about not having a place to live? Have you ever been scared to get kicked out and not have anywhere to go? Have you ever thought about that you might have to be homeless at all? Most people experience this in today's economy. Today we will talk about housing and how it can be resolved with the process. I'm Alex Butler, and today I'm going to talk to you about the problem with expensive housing and what could be done to help many people out. Does it surprise you to know how much it costs to buy a house? You wouldn't think the United States would have this problem with all the houses in the country, but it does. How can we help resolve the pricing of housing? What can the country do to keep the cost down? And if people didn't think all about money and thought about other people, then things could be cheaper. Inflation has made everything more expensive, and it's not getting any better. According to Census Bureau data, half of the U.S. households can't even afford homes that are $75,000 or less. That is way over 130 million people in the U.S. Many more wealthy people buy homes, lets them appreciate over time, and create more value and then sell them for a profit. This is one big reason why homes are so expensive. The reason for having a house shortage is that the labor shortage and the rise of price of materials. The U.S. has this problem before the pandemic because the U.S. had failed to keep up with the demand of houses. We have talked about housing shortage in the U.S. Now let's talk about interest rates and economic factors. When buying a home, banks raise interest rates to balance the high inflation, thus making borrowing from the bank more expensive. Banks will use interest rates as a tool. They will raise the interest rates if the economy is growing too fast, so they can keep up with the inflation and keep even. The interest rates will be just as hard to pay off as a house with this economy because it's so high due to inflation. One of the biggest things the U.S. can do is simply build more homes. In total, it would be super expensive, but if this was done in a bulk, then in all it would be cheaper. The U.S. didn't build enough houses before, and this would definitely help if they were to build lots of small starter homes. This would reduce the market because there would be way more houses and it wouldn't be as much of a demand. Another way prices could be changed is if the government set up a public-private partnership. What this is, it would create a faster partnership to create affordable housing for their communities. This would need to be done by many counties and communities. This would also help with the demand of them and overall lower the economy. Before I wrote this speech out, I didn't realize that over 50% of the U.S. isn't able to afford housing. I live in a house that will be considered mine before long. I also have another almost $1 million home that will also be mine. And I need to be thankful for what I'm going to get. To be given the life that I'm living right now, it makes me sad to know that so many people are without homes and are struggling to even live as they are. The government needs to start figuring something out on housing for its communities. So come on, government, take action on making more houses. Also, house flippers trying to make more money. Think about other people and how y'all can help them. Thanks for listening.